Hi guys, welcome back to my channel 0 to 100. Today I'm going to be talking about body positivity, and I'm going to be going through both sides of the equation, the people that are for body positivity and fat acceptance and those who are against, and kind of the pluses and minuses of both, because as with most arguments, there are going to be good and bad on both sides of the equation, and it's up to you to kind of be like, okay, taking these positives and these negatives, which one do I feel like aligns with my own personal point of view? We also have a friend here, so sorry if her tail peeks through. Okay, so first let's go with the pro body positivity, so the people who are fat acceptance. What is the positive of this? So originally I feel like this movement was meant for people to focus on loving themselves to help with their health. And I know that, I've had people I know who have struggled with weight loss, and the way that they were able to lose weight was honestly, besides diet and exercise, it was a lot of positive thinking. It was a lot of them learning how to love themselves, because if you're coming at something, if you're coming at change in a negative light, it's going to be hard for you to change. If you're coming at, oh, I want to lose weight because I just hate myself, that's only bringing negativity to the issue. And a lot of times what happens is, that's the reason why it fails, is because you kind of get depressed and you just are like, oh, I hate myself anyway, screw it. I'm sick of doing this thing. I'm sick of, trying to work through this. And so body positivity helps people to learn to love themselves to help them get healthy. Sorry, she really is in a cuddly mood right now. Where I think that that's very noble, and I agree that we need to learn to love and accept ourselves no matter our flaws, no matter what our flaws are. I don't think that this movement has gone in that direction. I feel like that's what they say this movement is supposed to do, but I don't think sorry, my voice is kind of dying. I don't think that this movement is actually doing that, however. I think what instead it's doing is it's glorifying something that is unhealthy. I'm sorry, being obese is unhealthy. And your numbers and all of that might be good on paper, but a majority of the people who are for this movement are young. And so the weight's not going to affect them the same way that it's going to affect somebody who's older. And I think that we just need to be aware that it will catch up with our bodies. And it's just a matter of time when it does. I mean, yeah, the body positivity people say, well, just because somebody's skinny doesn't mean they're healthy. Yeah, of course not. I don't think anybody is trying to argue that just because somebody is skinny means they're healthy. I remember being really active in high school, and I was still overweight, and I could run circles around so many people because I played sports all the time. It didn't mean that I was necessarily healthier than somebody that was skinny who was playing sports. Yeah, of course I was healthier than the skinny person who sat on their butt all day. I may be able to do, lots of things that some other overweight people can't do, but that's only because I do work out and I do try hard. However, that does not mean that I think, oh, well, I am so healthy. There's so many things I know that I can work on. And coming from when I was, 180 pounds versus my 230, that 50-pound difference, I can feel. I can feel the way that I work out and how it's different. And, that to me is upsetting, coming from somebody who was really active when they're young and is even now getting back to an active state. It hurts because I know how much more I can be which is why I'm going through this journey. Like, some of the negatives of the body positivity movement is that they really do glorify obesity, and they're in denial of the health, of like the physical health that their bodies are in. But I understand that they're coming from a place that they want to be mentally healthy, and I think that you need to get to that mentally healthy place, something that I'm not at when it comes to my body. Like, I am in that, oh, I hate my body mode, and I know that that is not good. That is not going to help me lose weight, and so I'm working really hard to learn to love my body despite the way that it looks, so that I can make my body physically healthier. And, you know, I think that that's like where I would want to be body positive. Now, you have to understand that I view body positivity and fat acceptance as two totally different things. And I know that the movement itself is the same thing, and I think that that is very wrong. I think that you can be body positive, but that does not mean that you have to be fat acceptance. So what about the other side of the argument? What about the people who are against body positivity and against fat acceptance? Basically, the pros to that is that they understand that obesity is a problem. They understand that there's so many economical and health concerns that come from obesity, and that it is a growing problem in our nation. And it's something that we need to work on together to make it better. Like, we need to become a more fit nation. I believe that they have so many points when it comes to this. And to be honest, I definitely lean more on the against body positivity / fat acceptance side than I do on the pro side of this argument, because I do know that it is a major health concern. My biggest problem with the people who are against it is a majority of the people that I've seen who are against it, they come at it from a very negative point of view. They come at, like, I've heard comments like that people say of, just put down that cake and stop eating this, stop eating that all the time. And I'm a big person. I don't go out and buy cake all the time. Like, I cheat now and then with, you know, sweets, but it's not an everyday occurrence. Even when I wasn't losing weight, it wasn't an everyday occurrence. I think sometimes the thing that the people who are against it don't see is that how easy it is to slowly gain weight. And I'm not using this as an excuse, but I once was reading a blog of this guy who, he weighed, I think, about 400 pounds. Like, he was a big guy. And people would ask him, oh, how did you gain so much weight? How did you do this? Like, what made you get to that point? And he said that take your maintenance calories for the day and, you know, so you eat that. Say you eat that, and then say you eat an apple extra for that day. You know, that's only about 100 calories more for the day. Not a big deal, you know, like, your body can recover from that. Say, without realizing, you're eating your maintenance and then you're eating an extra apple every day. So an apple's a healthy food. You know, yeah, it's got sugar in it, but it's fruit. You know, it's natural sugar, so it's going to be better for you than, you know, junk food. If you were to eat an extra 100 calories per day, which is equivalent to an apple, that is approximately 28 pounds gained in a year. And that's very slow progress, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, you think 28 pounds, that's a lot, but the getting up to that point is slow, that you might not realize that it's happening. So say, you know, multiple years go by, that could be an extra 100 pounds. And it was just slow, and you don't realize. To lose weight, like, if you want to lose weight at a decent speed, you have to be negating much more than that little bit of calories that you could have used to put on that weight. And so I feel like sometimes, I know that's kind of a random tangent, But sometimes I feel like the people who are against body positivity and fat acceptance just see fat people as, oh, they must have been eating cake every single day. They must have, been doing nothing but eating junk food. And that is not necessarily the case. A lot of the times it's such a slow and small amount that you honestly look at what you're eating, you're like, but I'm not even eating like that bad. Like, I'm not even eating like these abhorrent amounts that you see in these shows, such as like Super Size versus Super Skinny. I remember watching that show, and these people would be as big as I was, and they would be having 3-4 plates of meals, like in one meal, like 3 or 4 heaping plates full. And I'm like, how do they eat that much? And it amazes me that so many people who are against, the body positivity and fat acceptance movement think that that is legitimately how all of us eat all of the time. And that is not the case. Now, I do know that there are plenty of people who do eat like that, and that is a big problem. However, stop assuming that every single person does. I say that I lean more towards the anti-body positive and anti-fat acceptance people. However, I do not think that body shaming should ever be a reason to, like, I don't think people should body shame. I think that is absolutely horrendous, because one thing that people who are in the anti movement, they think that body shaming is okay, even if it's just to an extent, and I disagree. I think having an honest conversation is good, but to body shame is not good. And the reason why I say this is because a lot of the reason why people are overweight is because of a slight, like, I'm not gonna say a complete mental disorder, but it is a mental reason as to why they're binge eating or overeating. And if you tell somebody that they're fat, then that's going to trigger a hormone in their brain that's making them sad. And when they're sad, how do they become happy? They eat food. So fat shaming people who are fat, unless you are super close to that person and you come at it in a gentle way, it's just gonna hurt them. It just is, because when we're sad, we want to do things that make us happy. And when you have a problem overeating, the thing that makes you happy is to eat. So never use your views of anti-body positivity as a place to body shame somebody, because you are doing more harm than good. Now, say it's a really good friend of yours. What you can do, instead of just being like, dude, you're fat. I mean, okay, so if you have a friend who has put on a little bit of extra weight in the past month, and you can see that she's in a mental state that would take criticism of, hey, like, I've noticed you've gained some weight, like, what's going on with your life, like, how are you doing, like, that's different. But just being like, dude, you're getting fat, like, that's not gonna help them. Like, there's a reason as to why they're gaining weight. I'm not saying that we need to be babied. I'm saying that there is a positive way to talk to somebody about this issue. So in my personal views of this is that I do lean more towards the anti-body positivity side. However, I do know that there are good things on the body positivity, that getting your mental health in order can help you become healthier. And I honestly feel like all of us, I don't care if you're fat, I don't care if you're skinny, I don't care if you're an athlete, or that you don't work out. I think all of us can take steps forward to slowly bettering our bodies and bettering our minds and to take care of ourselves. And I think that is what we need to do more than anything else. The first few times that I tried losing weight, I remember that I was like, if I'm not dropping 5 pounds a week, I'm just not trying hard enough. And it got me so depressed, because I do lose weight really, really slow. And I feel like I would try so hard and then I would just get frustrated and I'd give up. And now I realize, you know what? if I know that I am taking those steps to improve my health, and if that scale does not go down the next week, I'm going to have faith that I am taking those steps and that the week after it will go down, or that in a few weeks that scale will go down. And just understanding that as long as I am taking the correct steps towards this goal, to not worry so much about how fast the progress is, and just be glad that I'm doing better than I was, and just be glad that I am improving. Anyways, so that was kind of my sort of body positivity rant slash my thoughts on the whole thing. I have so much more that I could say about this subject. If you guys want to hear it, or if you don't want to hear it, or if you have any questions or about this movement, I would love to make another video about it. And I just kind of wanted to get my forefront opinion out there. Anyways, thank you so much for sticking with me through all of this. And please, leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more. I'm going to be doing updates on my weight loss journey and just kind of give more videos like this about my opinions on stuff when it comes to health and fitness or anything else really. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you guys, like and subscribe and leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in my next video.